Hey guys, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing the original Ridge Racer, and we're going to play the bonus 60 frames per second Ridge Racer that came with the Ridge Racer R4 disc, or Ridge Racer 4, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to start with the original. You will not be able to see 60 frames per second on YouTube because they don't allow it. They used to a long time ago. I'm not good at this game at all. The only real Ridge Racer game that I actually like is R4. But this was a free bonus disc, and the game was $40 when it originally came out. And just to buy Ridge Racer, I think, was $20 when you got the Greatest Hits collection. So this bonus disc was well worth the money to get both games. So we're gonna see what the original looks like. And the only reason why I'm showing you both because there is improved textures and resolution. So this is Ridge Racer, the original. I was never too crazy about it. Look at those high resolution models. I didn't even get to pick my car, but I don't know if this is the arcade version or what. I really need to figure out the camera view, but I already just did that. I really don't know how to drift on this one. This game, I know a lot of people like it, but I feel like I'm steering a cardboard box. With like maybe a RC car attached to it. When I play Ridge Racer R4, I can just whip around the corners like it's nothing, depending on which team I have, because you can pick different teams and different kind of cars for the team, and they all handle differently. I've never played a Ridge Racer game that had quite the same handling as that one. So this was popular in the arcades. I remember seeing it briefly. I wasn't really into 3D racing games. I think really the only one that comes to mind that I saw that really impressed me, even though this of course looks better, was virtual racing. And I just thought I don't know, it didn't seem like this, like for instance, this game was technically better than virtual racing, even though like everything's textured. Virtual racing felt more like a art style. I did some drifting there. Great, my cardboard box is out of control. I apologize for not posting videos quite as often. My grandfather passed away Tuesday as a recording. I actually have to go to a service the day after tomorrow. I really haven't felt like saying much, and it's one of the reasons why my commentary hasn't been the best, but I did miss recording things, and I found this disc and I wanted to share it. So if the commentary isn't up to par, I apologize. I just felt like I needed to do something. I did not add the PlayStation smoothing option on the PlayStation 3. I'm actually playing on a PlayStation Super Slim. I got the yellow light of death on my 60 gig. I did fix it, but they're only a temporary fix, so I only will use it unless there's emergencies. But I can't play PS2 games, which really sucks. But I have original PS2, so don't worry. Like if I cover PS2 games, I'm still able to do it without hooking up the old PlayStation. The only thing it seems sort of different with some features, like getting the component cables to work with my TV was kind of a pain in the butt compared to the other PlayStation. The other PlayStation picked it right up, so I don't know that it's weird unless my setup was changed or something. And without smoothing, like, these PlayStation 1 games look absolutely atrocious on the TV, which I don't remember being much of an issue with the original 60 gig PlayStation. But we'll play the original Ridge Racer at 60 frames per second with improved textures and resolution, if I can get out of this. I guess you gotta hold select and start. There's a little note from the developers telling you all the trouble they went through, because they were trying to experiment. Gran Turismo came out around the time Ridge Racer 4 came out. And this game, well, the game that came with it, R4, actually looks a little bit better than the original Gran Turismo. I think Gran Turismo 2 actually looks better. But they were trying to get a decent looking racer with that ran 60 frames per second, and ultimately they couldn't technically do it, but you'll see. There's a little note from the developer you can read. They probably can say it better than I can. See, this is more like the see, I'm talking and I died immediately. Not that I'm super good at that game, but this is more like the original PlayStation release. The other regular frame version was more just to show you the difference. So even though I'm sure you guys are fully capable of reading, I'm gonna read it to you anyway, because maybe there's one of you that has some super TV that has to push out Braille, and I don't know how to program that into YouTube, so I'll read it out loud to you. Ridge Racer Turbo Mode Technology Demo Notes. R4 Ridge Racer Type 4 is the fourth installment in the Ridge Racer series. R4 was developed with the objective of providing gameplay and graphics that are far superior to its predecessors, as well as the competition, which is obviously a nod to Gran Turismo. Visually, R4 presents the player with tracks that have a level of realism never before seen on the PlayStation. I would never use the word realism for a Ridge Racer game, but whatever. Let's continue. To achieve this feat, processing intensive colored vertex, Gerald, I'm probably saying that wrong, shading and lighting effects were implemented in the background models and textures. In addition, pseudo-specular highlighting and environment mapping effects were applied on the cars. Despite these significant graphical improvements, R4 maintains the trademark racing game characteristics found in the Ridge Racer series, while delivering 30 frames per second FPS rendering performance. Before development began on R4, a separate technology R&D team studied the feasibility of creating a racing game that ran at 60 frames per second. Their research showed us that it was extremely difficult to develop a graphically detailed racing game like R4 with 60 frames per second rendering performance. We learned that too many compromises to playability and overall quality would have to be made to run a racing game at that speed. However, all the hard work that went into the research was not wasted. The technology developed by the research team is presented here in Ridge Racer Turbo Mode, which initially served as a testbed for their research work. This version of Ridge Racer has been updated with high-resolution interlace mode graphics and optimized 3D models and textures. The models employ a vertex coloring scheme that yield crisp, high-definition graphics that you can see in the tracks and cars. Oh, okay. I just wanted to see if it didn't restart. I thought it was done. The original 30 frames per second version of Ridge Racer is also included on this disc, so you can see the difference in the graphical quality and the gameplay between the two versions for yourself, like I'm doing in this video. We hope that you'll enjoy the seat of your pants racing thrills of Ridge Racer at 60 frames per second. As we face the 21st century, all of us at Namco will continue to innovate and strive to provide you with the highest standard in games and entertainment. Thank you for your support. Wow, this makes you feel like this game's kind of old, and in turn I feel kind of old. Alright, let's get on with turbo mode. See if we notice a difference. I know a lot of you racing people like the manual, but I'm going to stick to automatic just for this video. I've been playing manual when I play Forza 4, and I've been getting actually decent with it, but with this arcade type racing game, I just don't know. We'll pick a different card. I don't know what the best card to pick is. We'll pick this one. Oh, let's start. I never was a terribly huge fan of this. This definitely felt like a launch title, as there wasn't much to this game, but this is the turbo mode, which is a different version altogether. I will say right off the bat, even though I don't have the smoothing on and it doesn't look perfect, this does look a lot smoother. Just visual wise, you're not going to be able to tell much of the frame rate. Maybe you can a little bit, I don't know. It's so weird not to use analog control and have to tap the arrows. One thing about this is the car feels like it responds a lot faster at 60 frames per second. This one's way better at drifting as I crash into something. I've been playing Need for Speed Most Wanted. I've been used to using their unrealistic drifting physics, and it's hard to get used to. This car kind of drifts more like the cars on R4. Except it's slow as shit. Maybe that's why it can drift better. It takes a long time for it to go back into its normal way of driving, or driving straight. I don't know what the racing terminology is. Oh, I just gotta let off the gas and it seems to go back in control. Time extended. I was like, it's weird to crash into stuff and just have it bounce back. This feels less like a cardboard box with a RC car taped under it. But these cars still feel like there's no traction or weight to them whatsoever. I gotta get used to getting back into the scheme of getting control of my car. Are they making it go left or right just for effect? It seems that way. My car literally went out of control there. I guess there's only 2 cars you race against. I've had this game forever, but I've only played it just to see what it was. I played Rage Racer. I can't remember what the other Ridge Racer game was called. I just remember not really liking racing games and really liking R4, and this was just a bonus disc that came with it. The disc itself is somewhat, I haven't seen a lot of people make videos of it because a lot of people like it R4Us probably don't get the bonus disc with it. And I lost. But that's okay, because I was just showing you the game badly so you can see what it looks like, as Steve Benway would say. Except he's way better at racing games than I. Alright guys, this was Ridge Racer Turbo Edition, but I'm probably going to list this on the video just as Ridge Racer because it starts with the original, and that's essentially what it is, with minor graphical upgrades. I don't know how much of a difference you'll notice, but hopefully you'll notice something. I do notice a difference in the textures and stuff like that, but I doubt you'll notice much of the frame rate unless the original version goes under 30 frames per second. I don't know. But anyway guys, thank you for being patient with me, and thanks again for watching and subscribing, for those of you who have subscribed and stuck with me. And I'm really tempted to put my name in right now before I finish the video, but I will not, as much as I want to. I'm really tempted. But thank you guys for watching, and take care. Goodbye.